Dharma Drum is located in Pine Bush, not too far from Thich Nhat Hanh's Blue Cliff Monastery.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Lee, and I'm here at the Dharma Drum Retreat Center. I've been practicing under the founder here, Master Shen Yan, since the 90s, training with him to become a Dharma teacher. And since the early 2000s, I've been teaching meditation classes and then later on leading retreats here at the retreat center. Keeping up with the meditation practice and the practice in a daily life, the most important reason is to be free from the suffering that we feel in our daily life. Sometimes some people really suffering from serious difficulties, maybe a loss of a loved one, maybe suffering from illnesses. And this is the practice that can help them. Even for people who are not necessarily suffering from that kind of loss, very common, many people would be able to relate to this feeling of something not being quite right. I feel like something's wrong with me, or something's missing in my life. Something's not quite enough, even though maybe I have the job I want, I have a good family, everything seems to be fine, but I still feel that something's missing. And this really is what Shakyamuni Buddha was talking about, this sense of lack, what he was called dukkha, often translated as suffering. And I like the translation of unsatisfactoriness, the feeling that even though there's really nothing wrong, but we feel something's missing. And it is in this practice, we are able to look into our mind to see how actually we are the one who is creating this suffering. Mm-hmm. And then traveling the path of finding out how we can stop creating this suffering by looking into our habitual tendencies, the way we, by habit, conditioned to react to situations in life that cause us to respond in a way that causes suffering. So once we see that for ourselves, then we know we can use the method to help us slowly unlearn that conditioning. And then as we move along in the practice, that we find that, the same situation that would really drive us crazy 5 years ago, now it's it's a little annoying, but it's nothing after a few minutes. And that's a big improvement. Many people had shared with me that's been the case in their lives.
So the focus is to transcend suffering, mm-hmm. basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's the Buddha's first principle is dukkha,
mm-hmm.
And so do you think that everyone has dukkha, or is it, because a lot of people, I know some of my family members, when I talk to them about meditation, they say, I don't have any suffering, I don't need that. Mm-hmm. Do you think everyone has dukkha, or is it only certain people that need to meditate?
There's a reason why that is the first noble truth taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. There is suffering. Now, it doesn't mean that we are suffering like we're in agony all the time. I think that's the common misunderstanding when you use the word, do you suffer? I don't suffer, I'm fine. Except that very often we cannot even see how it is that we are actually suffering. That's what I like to. That's why I explained that. Many people thought that it's about this agony, this pain that we I know that's suffering, but I'm fine. Everything's fine with me. I don't suffer. But still, when people allow themselves to be alone, not to be distracted by television or a novel or whatever that we do in our daily life to distract ourselves, we suddenly find ourselves feeling this sense of, some people may feel a lot of fear, loneliness, sense I feel a little lost, whatever it is that they use to describe that. They suddenly find that they're not at ease. And this feeling not at ease is really what this sense of lack, this unsatisfactoriness is about as well. So very often I like to invite my students to, the first thing is for them to look into how they actually suffer, how they, for example, sitting here. If you ever done any meditation, it's all you need to do is sit here and breathe. Mm-hmm. And then it's like the worst thing to do because oh, there's too much thought and there's this and this. And then so, well, now you can have a chance to see really all you need to do is sit here and you cannot be comfortable. You cannot be at ease. What is that? That is suffering. And until we give ourselves some time and opportunity to look at that, we might think that I don't have suffering. And as long as we don't know that we suffer, then we will not understand why we need the practice. So that's why it's the first noble truth.